The results are in and the CRO coin burn proposal has officially passed. In today's daily market update, we are going to discuss exactly what this token burn means for the future price appreciation of this project. Additionally, LIDO DAO, a project we have covered here on the channel before, is up over 40% in the past 4 days alone, and this is based on the long-awaited release of LIDO version 2.0, which is allowing for the withdrawal of staked Ethereum. So hopping right in here with the big piece of news, the Crypto.org chain burning proposal has passed with 88% voting in favor, 7% voting no, and 4% voting to abstain from this altogether. And if I actually take a look here at the original burn proposal that was released back on April 18th, I do kind of want to walk you guys through the numbers and let you know what kind of impact this will have on the overall supply of CRO and why I personally am not a very big fan of this burn proposal having gone through. So we can see here that based on the post, there are 26 billion CRO tokens in circulation with an annual inflation rate of roughly 2.5%. And what they basically aimed to do was reduce this down to 2.1%. And the way they effectively tried to do this is by creating a community pool in which a portion of CRO rewards would be sent to and then burned on a periodic basis. So before the burn proposal actually passed, this is how the Crypto.org chain worked. CRO holders delegate CRO tokens to validators. Validators secure the chain by producing and validating blocks based on the number of staked CRO tokens. CRO rewards are received by the holders after deducting validator commissions, and validators receive commissions from the rewards. Now that the proposal has passed, it is going to work a little bit different. Steps number 1 and 2 remain the same, in which CRO holders delegate CRO tokens to validators. Validators secure the chain by producing and validating blocks based on the number of staked tokens. But step number 3 is where things get different. So instead of directly emitting the CRO fully to the validator, some portion of the rewards, in this case 15% as per the proposal, are redirected to a community pool. Steps 4 and 5 remain the same, in which CRO rewards minus the portion redirected are received by CRO holders, and that's the big one here, is minus the portion redirected. And step number 5 is validators receive commissions from rewards. Now step number 6, so the portion being redirected that is being sent to a community pool is going to be sent to a burn address through governance vote and removed from circulation completely. And the Crypto.org chain team is estimating this is going to take approximately 100 million CRO out of circulation in the first year by actually going ahead and reducing about 15% of annual rewards. So we can see that now that the burn proposal has passed, it has had a pretty immediate effect on the actual staking yield being offered on the Crypto.org chain here, which was in the double-digit range not even a couple of weeks ago, and it's been in the double-digit range for a couple of years now. It is officially down into the single-digit staking yield, currently sitting at 9.76%. Now the thing is, if the burn proposal means removing a very big chunk of CRO coin in return for a reduced staking yield, I am definitely in favor of that because I do think that price appreciation is more important than a staking yield. However, I've actually run the numbers here, which I'm going to walk you guys through in a second. I just don't think that actually taking a 15% cut to rewards is worth the burning of CRO coin. And we're going to take a look at that now with some quick look at the numbers. So they're estimating here based on the post that this is going to take about 100 million CRO out of circulation in the first year. So assuming it continues at that rate, 100 million times 10 years equals 1 billion CRO tokens burned over a 10-year period. Now, CRO coin has a total supply of 30 billion tokens, and to put this in a perspective, 1 billion is about 3% of 30 billion. So what you're looking at here is 10 years to burn 3% of the total CRO supply in return for actually giving up 15% of your staking rewards. So you give up 15% of your rewards to burn 3% of CRO over a 10-year period. And I mean, I should mention too, that's 15% annually to lose 3% of the CRO supply over a 10-year period. It just doesn't really seem worth it to me. Effectively, this means you're giving up 15% annually for 0.3% of the total CRO supply to be burned. And when you look at the numbers like that, I mean, I can definitely see why this has been more controversial. And personally, I think that the burn could be much more meaningful. I would be perfectly okay with taking a 15% reduction in rewards if it also meant a 15 or maybe even 10% reduction in the supply annually, not over a 10-year basis. And regardless of not being a big fan of this burn proposal passing, yes, I am still bullish on CRO coin. I am bullish on the Crypto.com Visa. I am bullish on the growth of the Crypto.com platform, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you guys and say that this burn is going to have a massive impact on the price. I actually think that overall this burn is extremely insignificant. I do still think that a 9.76% yield is impressive, but not worth the cost of, basically reducing the CRO supply by 0.3% on a yearly basis. So we can also take a look at the community pool wallet here, and I actually tweeted this out at 9:50 a.m. on May 16th. The burn proposal passed, and at the time of this, there was about 111,000 CRO sitting in this wallet. Now I'm recording this at about 3:30 on the same day, so give or take about 5.5 hours later, and we can see here that the burn amount is now sitting up at 171,000 CRO, and this is worth about 10 grand right here. 10.8 grand in CRO coin has already been burned and put into the community wallet. So we are going to keep our eye on this live wallet here and take a look at actually how much CRO is being burned on a yearly basis. But once again, I mean, just based on the numbers themselves, I gotta say I'm definitely not a major fan of this burn proposal that did pass. Now, the one silver lining here, and something that I do hope happens in the future, is if we take a look at this Twitter thread, it says that this is the first step in a series of gradual governance proposals being contemplated as a result of user feedback. So A, it means they are listening to the community, but B, it means that they may also be considering another burn mechanism in the future. And this is what I personally would like to see, something more meaningful, even if it does mean a reduction in staking rewards. Just seeing an actual meaningful reduction in the amount of CRO currently in circulation. I think that if BNB, the largest exchange token and the second or third largest blockchain in terms of TVL, when we take a look at the Binance Smart Chain, I mean, that has a total supply of 200 million, looking to burn it down to 100 mil. I just don't see any reason for there to be a 30 billion total supply on CRO coin. Now, hopping into the second piece of news, we can see here that the total amount of staked Ether has hit a new all-time high at 19.2 million Ethereum staked. And this is a 24.2% increase from the end of 2022 alone, as indicated here. We can see that in January, we were looking at about 15.9 million Ether staked, now up to 19.2 million. So on an annual basis, the end of 2022 saw an annual growth rate of 79.4% from 2021, which recorded 8.8 million of Ether staked, and this was a 307% increase from the year prior, which recorded 2.1 million of Ether staked. Ethereum staking has seen steady and consistent growth since its inception in 2020, with an average of 4.2% month-over-month growth rate and a 13.3% month-over-month growth rate since November of 2020. And I think that a big reason of this has had to do with the anticipation of the Ethereum Shapella upgrade, in which Ether staking withdrawals are finally allowed. Now, the reason that ETH staked is important here is because effectively this means that more and more of the circulating supply is being staked instead of held here on the open market. And we can see at the moment that the circulating supply sits at about 84.42% with 101 million circulating. And then at the time of this graph coming out, about 18.7 million Ether staked, equivalent to just over 15% of all Ethereum. And we can see here that now that Ethereum staking withdrawals have gone live, that it would appear that people are more confident in actually staking their Ethereum, knowing they can get it back if they so choose. And I do believe that in the coming months, we could actually see the amount of Ether staked here even be upwards of like 20 to 30%. And to take a look at that, I mean, let's see here, stakingrewards.com. And we can see here that Ether sits at about just over 15% of its supply staked, while Cardano sits at 63%, Solana 71%, BNB Chain 14%, but then we have AVAX at 60%, Polygon at 38%, Polkadot and Tron over 40%, and this does lead me to believe that in the future we could see more of Ethereum's total circulating supply actually being staked here. And in accordance, kind of lining up with ETH Shapella upgrade, we have also seen LIDO DAO rally over 42%. And this is the native token of the largest Ethereum liquid staking solution, having over 6.7 million ETH locked up on its platform. And if we factor in here that just about 19 million Ether is staked in total, this means that over 30% of all Ethereum is in fact being staked through LIDO Finance here at a 6% yield. So the reason LIDO DAO has rallied so much here is really, I think, based on this post back on May 15th, that following a successful on-chain vote, LIDO version 2.0 is here. So LIDO version 2 introduces two major components: withdrawals and staking router. And the most user-facing aspect, the most important one here, is that users are finally allowed to withdraw and unstake their ETH directly through LIDO Finance. And if we actually take a look at the LIDO platform here, we can see that they not only have the stake feature, which you can go ahead and stake your ETH in return for ST-ETH, which is effectively staked ETH or the LIDO Finance liquid derivative of Ethereum, but you can also now officially go to withdrawals and actually request to have your staked ETH converted back into regular Ethereum, and then you can claim it whenever your request has officially gone through. So the way this effectively works here is what you do is you actually stake your regular Ethereum for staked ETH in return, and you can see here that if you were to lock up 10 Ethereum, for example, you would be receiving 0.598 ETH on an annual basis, in line with the current 6% yield. And what staked ETH does is effectively it is LIDO's liquid token that gains value here on a daily basis, and your accrued rewards are paid out in staked Ethereum. So this effectively means that if you were to lock up 10 Ethereum right now, in 1 year you would have 10.59 staked ETH, which you could then convert back into 10.59 regular ETH, and that is how you actually get your yield through LIDO Finance. So LIDO's version 2.0 pivotal feature enables liquid staking users, so holders of staked Ether, to withdraw to ETH from LIDO at a 1-to-1 ratio. This development streamlines the process for individuals to enter and exit Ethereum's liquid staking. And they explain it here better. So staked Ether is a derivative of Ether provided by LIDO Finance. When you deposit ETH, the protocol returns staked Ether, a token that unlocks the underlying capital, making it reusable as collateral in other DeFi projects. And this is the big thing here, is that you can actually go ahead and take your staked Ether and then go ahead and use it in other DeFi projects, basically double dipping with your yield. And this is the largest liquid staking derivative with over 6.1 million Ether locked up here. According to their website, they actually have about 6.7 million Ether worth over $12 million. So starting today, staked ETH holders can initiate their withdrawal request, and we can see here on the website that the waiting time is in between 1 to 8 days. You can also go ahead and use a DEX like 1inch, in which the wait time is about 1 to 5 minutes, where you can just swap your staked ETH for regular Ethereum and basically bypass the whole waiting period, I would assume at the cost of some additional fees. And effectively, after the request is made, an oracle will ascertain which LIDO operators need exit validator nodes to meet this request. LIDO operators will then request a validator exit submitted to a consensus node on the Ethereum mainnet, and once the specified validators have exited, staked ETH holders can then claim their regular ETH. Considering that Ethereum staking began in November of 2020 and we have finally seen the allowance of withdrawals, I think this is going to be a massive confidence booster for people entering Ethereum, and I do believe that we are going to see some very big inflows into staking, into Ether staking, as we have seen since late last year and really all throughout 2023. The fact that now you can stake your Ethereum and get it back whenever you choose after you have filed a request, I think is going to make a lot of people more comfortable actually locking up their Ether for that yield, now that there is officially a way to get it back if you need to. And considering that Ether is the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, to see these positive updates happening here is a very good sign, and a reason that I do think Ether is going to remain the king of DeFi for the foreseeable future. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. You know what to do. If you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute champion. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below and claim that champion status. I hope you are all having an amazing day, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.